Okay, I'm going to start this now. Good evening and welcome to Book Report. I'm here with the cat. Let's see if we can get it. There's the cat right there. Meow. That's Coco. How you doing? Anyway, there she goes. I decided to do this because I actually wanted to talk about a book that I read lately that I thought might be relevant to what actually goes on here at YouTube. And it's The Medium is the Massage by Marshall Mcluhan. And not to be pedantic about it as much, I just thought it was really interesting. It has the the cover photo is the iconic photo of man in wind tunnel. Man in the wind tunnel, one of those wind testing kind of things. Probably was in Life magazine sometime back in the 50s, or perhaps even the 60s, I'm not sure. No, earlier than that. Anyway, Marshall Mcluhan's book, Medium is the Massage, kind of all about the nature of how media affects humankind and society and culture, and how we all think we're being very clever and in shaping the media, and his point is that the media actually shapes the culture in ways that we could not perceive. Best encapsulated by a little cartoon they have at the end of the book called From the New Yorker, 1966, by Alan Dunn, and it's a little cartoon like this, and son explaining to his father. And the caption reads, "You see, Dad, Professor Mcluhan says the environment that man creates becomes his medium for defining his role in it. The invention of type created linear or sequential thought, separating thought from action. Now with TV and folk singing, thought and action are closer and social involvement is greater. We again live in a village. Get it?" And sort of a little portrait of the generation gap in the 1960s. But more importantly, the book points out just all kinds of things that I thought were just fun little insights. Societies have always been shaped more by the nature of the media by which men communicate than by the content of the communication. The alphabet, for instance, is the technology that absorbed by the very young child in a completely unconscious manner, by osmosis, so to speak. Words and the meaning of words predispose the child to think and act automatically in certain ways. The alphabet and print technology fostered and encouraged a fragmenting process, a process of specialism and detachment. And in sort of little case studies of how the media affects really all aspects of our personality and society, kind of, there's got a little page on you, got a little page on your family. The family circle has widened. The whirlpool of information fathered by electric media, movies, Telstar, flight far surpasses any possible influence mom and dad can now bring to bear. Your neighborhood, your education, your job. What does he say about your job? Jobs represent a relatively recent pattern of work. From the 15th century to the 20th century, there's a steady progress of fragmentation of the stages of work that constitute mechanization and specialism. These procedures cannot serve for survival or sanity in this new time. Maybe, maybe not. Your government, kind of media and the government, a little sort of American Gothic there. And all media works us over completely. They are so persuasive in their personal, political, economic, and aesthetic. Let me try that one more time. All media work us over completely. They are so persuasive in their personal, political, economic, aesthetic, psychological, moral, ethical, and social consequences. They leave no part of us untouched, unaffected, unaltered. The medium is the massage. Any understanding of social and cultural change is impossible without a knowledge of the way media works. The way media work as environments. All media are extensions of some human faculty, psychic or physical, and then they sort of go on to point out some of these. He says the wheel, with a shot of the big toe, claims to be an extension of the foot. The book, so said, becomes an extension of the eye. And clothing, an extension of the skin. And he's got a picture of a nude woman here, working a little blue. And his main point is electric circuitry, an extension of the central nervous system. Media, by altering the environment, evoke in us unique ratios of sense perceptions. The extension of any one sense alters the way we think and act, the way we perceive the world. When these ratios change, men change. You know, person of his time, 1960s. You know, today it would have been certainly people change. You know, he goes on like that. Ours is a brand new world of allocatedness. No, I can't read. Ours is a brand new world of all-at-onceness. Time has ceased. Space has vanished. We now live in a global village, a simultaneous happening. We are back in acoustic space. His whole idea of the original sort of medium we lived in was of sound and speech, an oral tradition. We have begun again to structure the primordial feeling, the tribal emotions from which a few centuries of literacy divorced us. I'm not sure we're exactly there, but that's kind of what he's thinking. And our new electronic interdependence recreates the world in the image of a global village. So it's sort of not the global village, but a recreation of it. And to some extent, that's kind of true. And I think YouTube's a perfect example of that. That the way you can make a video, put it on YouTube, and the entire world can see it if they want to, if they're online. And this is a man who was writing really in the late 1960s. I guess he sort of became prominent in the mid-60s, so he was, you know, sort of really at the dawn of television, and early on perceived its influence and was prescient about where it was going to take us. And this, you know, writing 40 years ago. And I thought it was a very interesting book, and it's a quick read. It's an easy read, and that's all today for Book Report. Anyway, I'm going to have a tasty beverage, and I have to get to bed, so we'll check you later. Bye.